I hate how Photo Booth does that because it just puts my brain into, well, yeah. This is very nerve-wracking to me. I'm doing this because I think that it will be hard, and I care a lot about what people think of me, and I think that this will be a really great way to prove that either people don't think about you as much as they think you do, or that, you know, maybe I don't have to care what people think. But I'm starting a podcast, which I feel like is inherently, I care about that. I don't want people to know that I want to start a podcast. I don't want to be a person that wants to start a podcast. This is Sui. Yeah, I don't want to start a podcast because I don't want people to judge me, which is a bad reason to not start a podcast. But so my idea for this podcast that I'm starting is just like a weekly check-in. I'll say how I'm doing, and I'll talk about some of the things that have been on my mind recently. Anything that I think's interesting. Yeah. And also I'm gonna call it All the Way Down, because Turtles All the Way Down. Okay, so I don't actually know if this is from the John Green book or if it's somewhere else. But so there's a story of a hole that there are turtles that live in. There's a colony of turtles, and they live in this little hole, and they're like, wow, I wonder what life is like outside of the hole, like up here. And so they're like, well, maybe if we climb on top of each other all the way up, then we can just like crawl up and then go out. And they were right. It did work. It worked for some of them. So there was at least one turtle that could climb up and stand up there and say like, wow, it's really cool up here. It's like a paradise. You guys should all come see it. And so the other turtles are like, wow, I want to go up there, but now there's not enough turtles to go up because we're not long enough. So they have babies, and then they're like, well, the oldest ones, the ones that have, you know, served their time, bend the ladder for others, they should go up. So they keep on having babies so that they can keep getting out of the hole. And so it's like turtles all the way down. And I was like, wow, that's so profound and beautiful, because it's like how I spiral in my brain. And it's like I create more things to exist so that I can... Sometimes that's how it feels. Sometimes it feels like you're creating more of a problem so that you have problems to deal with so that you can grow. I might also just be 21 and I have a lot of things to fix because I'm human and we're not exactly living in the world that we're built for, right? I had therapy today, and it was... Sometimes you just get a reminder that you're human. And I think a lot of the things that I've been struggling with recently are very human struggles. And it's nice to know that being better for yourself, saying good things about yourself, believing good things about yourself, it's not undoing the damage that happened to you all the time. Sometimes it's just learning to be who you want to be, and it's very normal that you feel that way, and you're not broken. You're just... you have to work to become the person that thrives in the world that you were born into against your will. I also, on the topic... oh, I guess I never said how I'm doing. I'm doing really well, actually. Well, see, I feel like it's a slippery slope, right? Because in this moment, I feel well, but I know that there's a lot of things that could go a little bit more wrong than they're going. And then I could really not be doing well. I don't know. I feel like I think that all things are well until it's beyond my control, and then everything's terrible. Like in high school, I decided that my approach to school was going to be to learn, and I was going to decide that, you know, grades aren't the world. You're not going to go to Ivy League. You had to give up on that dream, which is kind of silly that you ever thought that, or at least wanted that, but I don't know, I thought it would be cool. But then I don't know, I thought that the reason that I wasn't going to go to Ivy League was because I wasn't good enough, and not necessarily because I was never taught to do the work, if that makes sense. I thought that I would fundamentally want to do the work and fundamentally be the kind of person that just breeds success. And I don't know, sometimes I think that I am the failures that I have, and that I wouldn't fail if I was the kind of person that was meant for success. Yeah, I really lost my train of thought there. Anyways, so in high school, I decided I'm going to learn for the sake of learning. I'm going to just enjoy the information that's given to me. Yeah, so now I care just enough about grades to freak the fuck out when things start going wrong, but not really enough to stay on my shit. So I'm okay if I miss a quiz or a homework here or there. But then you do that one week, and then the next week you're like, oh, I don't know what's going on. It's okay. I'll figure it out. I'll be good. But then you don't. And then the next week rolls around, and you say, I'm in the shit. And because I'm in the shit, because I'm in this environment that I've made for myself, I must have been in the shit this whole time. But that's not necessarily true. You were just... Giving yourself grace is a very weird thing. Because... I don't know. Sometimes you give yourself grace to not do the thing that you need to do. And then it's like, wow, if I would have... I still need to do the thing. It didn't go away. It's just... now a problem. Whereas before it was a task. And now it's a conflict that I need to resolve. And the fact that I've gotten to this position is clear evidence that I am in the shit, that I am struggling. Because how else would I have gotten here? But then, I don't know, I'm very uncomfortable with the idea that maybe I just don't care that much. I'm okay with saying that when I'm doing well. But when I'm not doing well, I'm like, no, I care so much, and that's why it's so hard for me. Yeah, I don't know, I don't really enjoy what I'm studying right now. I'm a computer science major, and all of my classes right now are math-based, so Calc 2, Physics 1, Linear Algebra, and Algorithms. Algorithms isn't so math-based, but, hi Suey. It's not a lot of project stuff, and I love coding. I don't know if I'd call it my passion, but yeah. I don't know, it's really hard, because everyone around me is really, really driven. I was on the robotics team for a while, and I made a lot of friends there. Lord knows I'm better at making friends than I am at robotics. So, yeah. I'm surrounded by people that have a really, really strong work ethic, and I'm really grateful for that because I think it's kind of gotten me through. I really think that if I was never in robotics, I would have dropped out. But I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever feel like I'm enough. Sometimes I think that if I do the thing that I tell myself I'm gonna do, I will be proud of myself. And that is almost never true. Like, if you do the laundry, you will be proud of yourself. And then I do the laundry. And let's say I do it at the time that I said I was going to do it. So I'm like, I'm going to do laundry on Saturday. And then it's Saturday, and I do the laundry. I say, oh, see, that wasn't that bad. That wasn't bad at all. So all of those other times where you didn't do the laundry and you said you were going to do the laundry, it was not that bad. It was never that bad. So you were being dramatic. Case two. It is now Sunday. We do the laundry. And you finally did it, and you're like, wow, it's cool that I did it, but it would have been nice if I did it when I said I could do it, and what's wrong with me that I didn't do it yesterday, even if I had a really good reason not to do it. Like maybe Friday night, I was out until 2 a.m. with my friends because you're in college and you're supposed to have fun and that's what you do, but God forbid you sleep in. And then you don't exercise at the time you said you were going to exercise, and then you don't do laundry at the time that you said you were going to do laundry. And so you do it on Sunday, and you feel bad about it. It's like every good thing I do is invalidating of my struggles, and every struggle I have is defining of who I am. And laundry's maybe a bad example, but it applies to everything. Like, school's hard, and when I'm doing well, it's like, okay, see, not hard. When I'm not doing well, it's not that hard. It was never that hard. Why are you struggling? It's really hard. I feel like I'm constantly at odds with myself, and I don't really know how to have grace with myself. But I also feel like it kind of never works. I don't know. Maybe the solution is yeah, I don't know what the solution is for that. But this has been my yap. This is what I've been talking about today. This is today's podcast. There will be more to come.